morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to it.
Good morning to the folks. What up to the youngins and bless up to the world.
And then Tay just put your info on blast like that.
It's what the people want to know, bro. My bad.
Nah, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it. It is the morning shake with me, your host Xavier, Hendricks, and of course my co-host, Mr. Paris and Mr. Gumede. What's happening, gents?
You go for it first, Clayton. It's a new month.
What's happening, gents?
You can go for it first, bro.
What up to the boys? What up to the kids? And what up to the ladies? How's it, gents? Are you good? It's Monday.
Nice.
It's Monday. It's a new week. It's a new month, actually. It's Youth Month. Yeah, let's get it, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for this month.
I see Marvin are saying, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
He's there with a wakey eggs and bacon.
Nah. Nice. Jay, what's happening, bro?
What's happening, guys? Good morning to the folks. What's up to the young ones? Bless up to the world. It's your boy, Jay Paris. We're coming to you live on this beautiful new month, Monday morning. From Johannesburg, South Africa, it's the Morning Shake powered by The Inside Show, and it's one of the best podcasts in the world. What's happening? Good morning, good morning.
Bro.
That wakey reminds me of Casemiro. You must see there's this one where he walks into Old Trafford and he's like, good morning, goody. And they always troll on them when they lose.
I'm a
They
bit
play that
irritated
one.
because I put my watch on the charger
Goody.
and it didn't charge. So it's pop.
You mustn't let this stuff charge overnight though, bro.
Nah.
Unless the
thing
new
has
phones,
like a
bro, do they
stand.
have a thing where
cuts out
it cuts out?
Yeah. No, but the watch has like a stand with that charging pad thingy on it. So it's like a fancy thing that goes next to the bed. And so it even has like a sensor in when you look up, it switches on to check the time.
But with the heads-up display there.
Yeah, but apparently it wasn't charging. So, interesting weekend, gents. Let's start off with some sports, bro. I know you got a bunch to speak about. I got a bunch to speak about yesterday's race. I guess you didn't watch yesterday's race. But
Yeah, bro, but it was a packed weekend of sports across the globe. In football, PSG made history by winning their first UEFA Champions League title in emphatic fashion, thrashing Inter Milan 5-0 with a dominant display. Closer to home, Mamelodi Sundowns fell short in the CAF Champions League final, losing 2-1 to Pyramids FC in who that team is, but yeah, bro, shout out to them. But it's unfortunate that the boys this side obviously lost, bro. Over in F1, McLaren stole the spotlight at the Spanish Grand Prix with Oscar leading a stunning, how do you say this? A stunning 1-2 finish.
yeah, 1-2.
Yeah.
So they got first and second position, bro.
Okay.
Oscar and Orlando.
Oscar and Lando got 1 and 2, bro. Both for McLaren.
That's dope. Roland Garros, the French Open heated. I thought let me just add in a few other things just in case the viewers are like, just F1 and football every week. Yeah, bro. So that is Roland Garros, the French Open heated up as top seeds powered into the quarterfinals, keeping fans on edge for what's next. In rugby, I don't even know if we actually know this, that the Springboks kicked off the international season with a convincing win over Ireland, while New Zealand edged past England in a gritty clash. And then
But when is our Springbok run gonna start slowing down? Because it's one of those things like it's too good to be true, bro. We can't be winning all the time, and you're like, when is our streak gonna come to a slow? I obviously
And
don't wanna
eventually-
jinx it,
and
but it's
eventually
like,
it
bro,
does.
At some point it has
Yeah.
to come to a slowdown, bro. We can't wanna win
eventually it does.
all the time.
Are we back-to-back
Yeah,
world
bro.
champions?
Yes, we are.
It's back-to-back.
Back to back. I think we're the second back to back. I think
Back
New
to
Zealand
back
did
to
it
back to
once
back.
and now we did it. If I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken. People in the comment section, which brings me to
It's
that,
back to
man.
back,
Llewellyn Oliver saying good morning, gents. Then Juan Horn saying good morning, gents. And of course, yo, Juan, I haven't seen you in a minute,
Mr.
bro.
Juan Horn, what's popping, bro?
And then Nathan saying shout out to the best midfielder, Bruno Mars,
What's Bruno saying, bro?
for leaving United. About to leave United.
No, I don't think he's going to leave. But I had to finish off with this one. In fencing, Italy showcased their dominance at the European champ. Come on, put some respect on fencing. In fencing,
Thank you,
Italy
fencing.
showcased
You don't
their
even know what
dominance.
fencing is. What's fencing? You sit on the fence and then you're punching.
Let me finish the write-up. In fencing, Italy showcased their dominance at the European Championship with gold in both men's and women's foil, setting the tone ahead of the world. Well up, fencing. That's a good one, bro. That's a good one. Put some respect on fencing.
I actually asked a question on my Instagram on Friday afternoon because I was home. I have this big blow-up bed. It's a big double queen size blow-up bed, but it blows up quite high. That sometimes on the weekends I blow it up and we lay in front of the TV with the whole fam, make some popcorn, make some vibes, and just chill and watch a movie. So I asked in the comments, guys, please can somebody suggest a good movie that I don't have to fast forward, skip, or whatever the case might be, because you know how it is, bro. It's like all these movies now lately has some sort of innuendo or something where you have to like skip or fast forward or change or whatever because of the kids. And bro, I didn't get much. I got like 5 responses for good movies, and it's like 300 views on the comment. 5 responses for 300 views. It's like, oh, guys, it was on my story. So I was just thinking that then I ended up watching. That's what made me now think about this. Then I ended up watching Karate Kid, bro.
Come on.
You talking about fencing now? I was like, let me hit a goodie by the oldie by the goodie. It's like Karate Kid, and the kids were enjoying it, bro. They were watching.
Karate Kid.
The original or the one?
Nah. I ended up watching the Will Smith one, the new one.
No, Mr. Miyagi.
Nah, not wax on.
Bro, Mr. Miyagi's GOAT.
I ended up watching Jacket On, Jacket Off.
Daniel San, bro.
That's the OG.
Daniel San.
That's the OG.
Did you see the series? What's that series, bro, with Daniel San? Cobra Kai, bro. Yo, GOAT.
I think there's a season 2 of it, isn't it?
Bro, I think there's season 1, 2, and 3. I've been waiting for the season 4 for
Is
like
it
the
proper?
past.
Did you watch it?
Bro, it's proper.
Okay. Clean. Can I watch
bro.
it with kids and stuff?
Yeah, bro.
What's on?
Bro, you must remember I got small kids, so it's one of those things. It's like when you watch things, you have to switch off or change or things because they're either swearing or there's some sort of LGBT message or there's something. It's like, hey, chance. Now I can't even watch things
I watched it a minute ago.
Kids, bro.
Not last December, the previous, bro. So
without having to explain, Daddy, why is the 2 boys? It's like, guys, come on, give me a movie where I don't have to explain things to my 7-year-old.
Do we have movies like that these days, though?
Bro, that's
why I'm asking. What's the 5
movies?
What's the?
I have to go up and check it. But people were suggesting some Christian movies, but I'll check it later. The Forge, again, like Marvin is suggesting, there's people who were suggesting some Christian movies and then some old movies also.
So Nathan's saying Cobra Kai is dope. There's actually season 5 already, so I missed 4 and 5. That's dope.
That's dope, bro. We had some action in the state yesterday. Listen to this. A kid went missing. In the estate.
Okay.
So, I didn't know. My mother phones me. My mother's like, because they changed the group chat and they said you must click on the link to join the new group chat. And I didn't ever join the new group chat. So I stopped joining the chat because, brother, they talk the whole day on that chat. There's like 500 messages by the time you open your phone. So I didn't know. So my mother's on the chat. She's like, hey, did you see what's going on? I'm like, what's going on? Hey, people are driving around the whole estate, walking around with torches in the bushes and this. They're looking for a missing child. I'm like, what? So I'm like, okay, let me go check. So I go out of my house. I go walk around, go down there where the restaurant is. I'm like, I get some people walking around with torches and stuff. I'm like, no, there's a guy driving around with his golf cart. I'm like, what's happening? He's like, nah, we're looking for this missing kid, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what? Okay. So I'm like, all right, let me jump on my bike because then I can go because it's obviously there's like narrow pathways around the whole place where the golf carts drive. So I know it when I'm with the bike, I can obviously go down there. With a car, you can't. So I thought, now let me jump on the bike, ride through, and see if I can maybe spot the kid. Maybe something happened to the kid. But you're obviously thinking like worst case scenario. What if the kid is laying in the bush or something? What if something serious happened? So anyway, I go back to the house. I'm like, hey, Anka, look on the group chat there. Apparently they're looking for a kid that's gone missing and blah, blah, blah. I just went outside now. This guy is saying they're driving around here looking for the kid. So I'm like a 14-year-old kid, a black kid, 14-year-old boy. And hey, bro, we looking. So I jump on the bike, I ride all the trails that I know. I'm looking in the bush.
What time is this?
This is like 10:30 last night, bro.
Yeah, that is.
So I parked the
3
bike,
hours.
bro, looking in the bush with my phone torch. I have this big light that we use when it's load shedding, but I couldn't find it. I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna, I don't even know if it's charged or whatever. Let me just jump and go check. So I'm looking, hey, bro, looking all over the place. Then eventually we drive around, bro. We stop at a certain spot. Now, bro, the nice thing about the community that I live in, when something happens, bro, everyone speaks about it on the group chat. Everyone jumps in their cars. Everyone's driving around. It becomes like a big, like it's actually a dope vibe. Like everyone's like, yo, we all in this together.
Ubuntu.
Let's make sure we find this kid, blah, blah, blah. So we all stop at a certain spot in the estate and be like all like standing there like talking, yo, what do you think happened? Why do you think there's a... So in my mind, I didn't say this to the gents, but I was just thinking, this lighty went missing at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Now this lighty, he probably is doing something he shouldn't be doing. He left his phone at home. This lighty is probably at a girl's house or something, bruh. He's probably doing something he shouldn't be. Now they're searching people's boots. Hey, and it became a thing. The police got called. The security companies came in, driving around with the lights and stuff. Hey, bruh. Now I'm checking. Yeah, man, that's like he's probably up to mischief or something. So I get home at Yalanka. I'm done looking. So I was looking for about an hour. 20 minutes driving around, riding around on the bike, looking, going in the bush, bruh, deep, dark places. Like, hey, bruh, you're just thinking like, ish, let me just check. You never know. Looking in trees, didn't a lighty commit suicide? You know, I'm just thinking all weird things while I'm riding around, bruh. So eventually, I get back home at Yalanka. It's gonna come out tomorrow. Yes, like he was somewhere or something. He was busy doing something.
In the estate.
In the estate somewhere. Yeah. He started taking a walk 12 o'clock in the afternoon already. So eventually, this morning, I opened my phone now because I want to look through the messages to see if somebody found the lighty, if there's any news about the lighty. So I start from last night's last messages that I was reading. So I'm reading, still no sign. 12 o'clock. 12:30, somebody posts. Guys, we found him. He's safe and whatever. Then, bruh, all the residents...
People want to know,
now all the residents start posting, hello. You can't say you found him and he's safe.
Yeah,
we were all... There's like 200 of us driving around looking for the kid. The police were called. Yeah. Someone had said a helicopter must come in.
Can't just say safe and sound.
You can't just say safe and sound. Thank you for everyone that looked. Hello, we want to know what happened. We still want to know what happened.
Thank you, just
the
with the
parents
you.
are now probably embarrassed. The lighty probably did something he shouldn't have done. And everyone's like, nah, man. Because the thing is, it's like a tricky situation. You want to take it seriously.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're like, the kid went missing in the afternoon. And you know time is of the essence. If something happened, you want to do something sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is why they have that clause where you can only report after a certain time. Because what if the kid just went somewhere and the lighty comes back? So now, their parents have some explaining to do. Rather, they're complaining in the group chat. Somebody needs to tell us what happened. We want to know where the kid is. We want to know where the kid was. Apparently, it was at someone's house in the estate. But now they're asking, hello, this person whose house he was in, can they not see in the group chat? Can they not see everyone driving around with flashlights and shining in people's houses? So there's a lot of half-built houses still in the estate, right? So those are houses that like everyone like goes to if something happens, because it's like maybe there's something happening in this backyard of this house. Maybe it's like, but I think we watch too much horror movies. So we're going into the half-built houses. We're busy looking in everyone's there with torches. The one positive thing is like there's a strong like unity, bro. If something happens, like everyone's like, we're gonna do. You saw that they were with Kale's memorial. Everyone came out. They all went to the park, candlelight, blah, blah, blah. So that's the dope thing. But now, those parents have some explaining.
And it's
to
a
do.
sad reality. Obviously, you're gonna let us know now. You was probably just chilling at a friend's house or.
But they're not answering.
But that's what yeah, they have, because it now waters down the intensity and the effectiveness of.
And that's what somebody said this
the
morning.
gathering of the community.
Somebody said this morning, guys, we need to know what happened, because if something happens again, we're not gonna jump anymore, because we're gonna think, he's probably somewhere. Or she's probably somewhere. And then you find that moment, it's a serious moment. Then you find that moment, so we could have found the child, or something could have happened. So those parents probably now have to come out. Look, bruh, they must come out even if he was doing something he was naughty or whatever.
Even if it is a menial thing, bro, I think at the
Explain
end of the day, just let us know, he was at his friend's house, they were playing PlayStation.
Exactly. But now, hey, brother, community is Clayton, what your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I think because something happened also when it's Saturday morning, we woke up and then, yesterday, we woke up and then they said there was a car stolen. Funny thing is, in the week, I already spoke, like in a group, I asked the question. So is the cameras fixed? Because now the gate situation there, like coming in, then the intercom, the problems. So I'm like, sometimes the onus is not just on the, like the complex, but the people self. We have to put pressure on it. So like the whole community has to put pressure on that family so that they come out and say, this is what happened. So that we know, like you said, in a case of something serious, something real happening, that the community doesn't want to jump because they feel like it was a waste of time. It's another hoax. The boy that cried wolf? And then when the wolf really came, the people were like, you lying again. That's the situation that people try to avoid in communities. But I like the fact that you live in a community where something does happen, people jump at it to help.
Hey, brother, they were driving her, bruh. It's like a warm feeling that you get when you see like everyone driving around, looking in the bushes, parking the cars, and
doesn't that remind you of back in the day where Ubuntu was a real thing in community? My child is your child. Your child is my child. If something happens, if I find your lighty smoking, I can hit your lighty's bum and say, go home. And then I can tell you, tomorrow you do the same for me, because
and that's
it's
a conversation
community.
I had with someone over the course of the weekend, bro. One day when I have a kid, bro, and he's naughty or whatever the case may be, bro.
To say, don't do that.
Yo, like,
don't
discipline my kid.
Slaat hom in 'n klap.
I don't start him on a clap. Give them an ID.
But I mean,
if it's necessary.
like a sense
Depends
of
who,
respect
though.
for
If
the
it's like
community.
maybe...
Because
like
now again, this morning when I came in, I was speaking to Tax. He showed me a photo of two of the boys that involved in a shooting yesterday in Extension 4 in Aldo's. It's young boys, 14 years, 16-year-old.
See, they didn't get hiding.
Community. Where's the community in this?
At all.
That's where the community comes back into it. I'm not going to leave my child or my neighbor's child to go around, play there by the drug dealers. Tomorrow they're selling for the drug dealers. That's what's been happening. We left it for so long, and I only care for my children. It's not for me. Solank my kinders so right is, as nie my kind nie. Like that, protecting your children. Now your children are the murderers.
Exactly.
Because
you protect, and your
out.
children catches on nonsense, and when they want to come correct the thing, then you defend the child. Instead of saying, no, the child is wrong. Let a child go, get locked up for 2 nights or something, just to give him a fright or something. But now you're rather defending the lighty.
It's a little bit sad, because now you look at our communities in every incident of shooting now. It's just young boys. They're not even 21, not even 18. Some of them.
Yeah, it's like primary school.
But it's also the system's designed nowadays, bro, where students and kids aren't afraid of parents, they aren't afraid of teachers.
Because it never used to be that way.
We were afraid if they said go to the office.
Scared, bro.
So do you think
it was a thing, bro?
Do you think that corporal punishment played a big part in that?
Corporal punishment was important, bro.
I'm glad that I had those pens between my fingers and the teacher pressed it in and it broke. my freaking knuckles, bro.
Your teacher was
Your teacher
gracious.
now a little bit-
I'm glad that we did this, bro. To chalk duster and
With the duster and
freaking
the-
hit.
the fingers.
Aye, bro,
I'm happy for that, bro.
We got irons with the actual stick with the cane.
with the plank.
Yeah, with the
And
cane.
some naam nog
But you don't
pakkies.
regret it the way.
Nah.
Bruh, that
don't
was
regret it.
part of discipline. Obviously, we're not saying abuse, but discipline. Not guys, there's a big difference between discipline and abuse. We're not saying abuse and hit and murder and whatever, but discipline is important. Now that brings us to this other story, and I don't want to mention the school, and I don't want to mention then put anyone under pressure. Is there any comments on that story of the kid that was found last night?
No, not yet, bro. It's just I think a few of the other comments are the movies.
Guys, what are your thoughts on the comments about us lady that went missing last night? Do you think the parents must come out and tell us, and be honest and tell us what happened? I think so. I think the parents must come out and come clean and say, hey.
They definitely do because now if it's something serious that happened there, then it comes out later. It's like now we were doing all of this for this naughty child that did this and this and this. Then it's a much serious situation. So they have to come out and
Now
say,
they're arguing that they must check boots before you.
hey, that's what like the complex that I stay in. There was a case I think 2 years ago where there was Somali kids that were smuggled in, and then they found them in a van. So that's since that time they've been checking boots. So
Yeah, I think they're gonna start checking boots. They were asked now.
a lot of the people don't know why they're checking boots. It's because of those kids that were found in it. It was actually on the news. So it's one of those situations where it's like, hey, we have to now tighten up security.
Hey, bro, but
because
my
this
irritation
and
is
this
one
and
of the
this.
reasons I left my old house, and you saw, you were there, you also stayed there for a while. The break-ins and the nonsense that was going on.
Yeah, bro. You owe my homie kicks, bro. A pair of kicks.
And
the
a
homie was
denim
just
jacket and
he
a
was just
vest.
looking after your house, bro. Innocently washing his
Yeah,
kicks,
they
and he put it.
So that was the reason we left that house
And the rake
moved
and the
into a
lawnmower.
gated community because of exactly that reason.
Hey.
Now you have to now deal with the same crap. The reason I was happy with having my kids in in a gated community is because I knew they can walk down to the shop, they can just.
But other than this
having to-
incident, though, has there been an incident that has been?
still
But even
something
this incident wasn't even an incident. It was
But
the
that's what I'm
naughty
saying,
light.
bro. This was just a
It wasn't
kid
that something happened.
you was just playing PlayStation, bro. I'm saying, has there been an incident over?
There was,
past year or two
bruh.
that you
I
can
think-
say like, yo.
Nah. 2 years ago there was an incident at somebody that lives close to the border. So it's a big space, bro. It's a massive space, but
Yeah,
there's
it's
people who
huge.
live close to where the fence is. So somebody apparently cut the bottom of the fence and came in and went to the first house they got and then robbed the house and then went back under the fence and left. Yo, bruh, that thing was a big fight. We had a big community meeting and everyone came in. They wanted to know what's happening to the security money. Why is the security not on the borders? Why is there no dogs walking the borders? Why? After that event, bro, then now there's heat sensors on all the fences around the whole perimeter. There's lights around the perimeter. So if you live around the perimeter, that light's gonna shine in your house 24/7, bro. Unlucky for you. There's dogs now. There's Owen standing on every corner with dogs. So they tightened up the security big time, which is why you move to a place that's closed and why you pay a levy, because that's the whole point of the levy to cover for your protection and your security and stuff like that.
For safety.
Which
You
is the
go
point
there
on
for
that thing?
safety.
Yeah, we got Llewellyn saying, yeah, they must let the community know it's the right thing to do because they didn't think twice to ask the community for help to find the
Exactly.
child.
So now tell us what's happening. And then there was something that happened at a school in the last week, where apparently it was one of the school workers, the janitor or somebody that was the cleaner or something, that actually did something to a little girl. And some of the guys that we know whose kids go to that school are feeling some type of way. And they're feeling that because the one guy that I know that's part of our church, his daughter goes to that school, same grade of what happened to this kid. The other guy that I know, his granddaughter goes to the school. So they feeling like, something has to happen here. I mean, at the end of the day, who do you blame? Do you blame the school because is it the school's fault of the action of an individual? Do you take your child out of that school because now the guy was already caught? What do you do, bro? Who do you blame? Who do you hold accountable for something like that? Now the guy is blaming he's saying that the cameras saw the guy going into a certain room with the little girl, and why did nobody check the cameras? But I mean, bruh, could have, should have, would have, after the story already came out, is always gonna be you should have done this, you could have done that. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you see this? Why didn't you see that? Why didn't you?
It's water under the bridge,
water under the bridge at this
milk.
point, bro. It's spilled milk. It is what it happened. It happened now. So nothing happened for the whole year. Now that this thing happened, now it's like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you? We weren't checking these cameras the whole year and nothing happened. We weren't sitting here watching this thing the whole year and nothing happened. Now that something does happen, now you're going to say, why didn't this? Why didn't that? For me, it's like, I don't know, bro. What do you do? Because can you say, why didn't you? You could have, you should have, you would have. After it's done now, bro.
After the situation, it's difficult.
It's done now. This child is now traumatized. This thing happened. Like they say, the coolest deur kerk now. People know now. Like it is what it is now.
I think he's apparently locked up, the guy.
Yeah, bro. They came to fetch him same time. Because when the mother fetched the kid, took the kid straight to the police station.
Do you think there should be? We should.
My question is, what do I do? I'm not asking the question to be insensitive of like, it's done now, what could have, should have. But as a parent, I would feel like, bro, the damage is done. What must happen now? What must happen now?
Yeah, what level of justice happens
what
now?
Is gonna, what are we gonna do now? The damage is done. Would you take your child out of that school? I have 2 girls, bro. And my youngest daughter is exactly 7. So I can picture exactly what.
I probably would, bro, because I was just about to say, bro, this is centimeters away from your actual daughter.
Bro, it's literally the same age category.
Yeah, it could have been your daughter. It literally could have been your daughter. So I probably would take my daughter out of the school, bro.
Clayton, you take your
even
your son, bro? Because
one thing that I would implement, though, bro, especially with the law, is for certain things that take place. It's not a blanket approach for everything. For certain things that take place, I think there should be an element of torture before prison. Bring that back, because the honest truth is this guy's gonna sit for how long?
And then come out.
And then. Nothing happened, and your daughter's damaged, traumatized for life.
Unless God.
So I think there should be a level of torture. Bring back the heart.
Do you think we were speaking about this?
And put the rat, and then you burn.
Now we were speaking
fast and furious.
We were speaking about this thing. Do you think justice would be to cut the O's thing off for a rape case?
In India, they do that.
That's just. There will be justice, bro.
Because we were speaking about you cut it short, so it's just a small nub like this. You can't do anything.
If you feel it, and the truth is, if you're feeling sorry for the gen, that means you kind of okay-ish with what happened.
Did that. Nah, bro, why would you feel sorry for the gen? For me, bro.
Because if you ask that and people are like, sure, that's extreme.
If I was in charge of whatever, and to be able to make that kind of decision, I would say, look here, everyone that's caught in this act of molestation, rape, or whatever, there's a whole hospital set up just for that. You're not gonna get a sunat. It's gonna go a little bit lower than the sunat, and it's not just gonna be the skin. It's gonna be a lot more than just the skin. I would say you cut off, you only leave 1 centimeter so you can at least pee. Because in that 1 centimeter, what you going to do with it? You can't do anything with it. Who you going to hurt with it? Either that or the testicles must come off or something.
But here's my question. If you know they're going to chop your balls off, If you know that, if you get caught, they chopping your balls off, bro. Would you do something like that?
But that's what I'm saying. In some countries,
No,
where
I'm
they
not.
cut,
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
in a country where
centimeters
they-
and bicky. I'm
no,
saying,
I'm saying they cut most of it off, like 90% of it off, and they leave just
that piece
just
for-
a piece for you to pee. But you can't use that piece to do anything else with.
But if you know that's what they're gonna do, would you end up doing? Bro, no, there's crazy.
Do you think there's
laws
countries that do that, bro?
in different.
I know
like
there's
in
countries that cut
Dubai
your
and
hand
in-
off, bro. They cut your hand. I'm not sure which country, but I know
if
there's
you
countries
steal.
that they cut your hand off.
Bro, there's countries that you can't even litter, bro.
Bro, South
And-
Africa used to be public indecency if you pee, like where people can see you. Now, the gents pee facing the road. How do you pee facing the road? You don't even walk a little bit down the embankment, look for a bush or something. You pee facing the road. What? Why? Why?
Nah, I still put my Uber drivers under pressure for that, bro. There's times when I'm coming out my house, the park is there, the guys by the trees peeing. I approach the gent. I'm like, bro, you can't be doing that. I'm the counselor of this area. I can actually take this further. Sorry. Hey, sure, yo. Nah, I put people under pressure, bro.
But even
I don't play
throwing
with
a
that.
hoop,
I don't play with
McDonald's
that.
packet out of the window. Why? Nah,
People do that.
gents. We need to bring some sort of justice back.
I want to hear
Clayton, you take your light out of a school.
Clayton's views. Also on the law, bro. Would you bend the law a little bit?
I can't remember who I was having a conversation with. It reads because of this issue of murder and stuff. You remember back in the day, like it was a life for a life. So if you do commit murder, then they give you the chair or like whatever method they use, lethal injection. I think to an extent it needs to come back. I know we're more civilized and we're more forgiving as a community and a nation, but if there's no repercussions for crime, it's gonna happen regardless of how many people die every day, or like you're not safe.
But the problem with that was they were catching the wrong people sometimes.
That's the
Now
thing.
you find there's got death penalty and it wasn't him. Or the
That's the
evidence
thing,
was
because-
fabricated or it was wrong, whatever.
Also, that was, remember, also to an extent, it was lazy policing. That's what we have now. They don't even come out when you say, no, they're shooting here. They come after a few people are dead, then they come. What happened here? What happened here? How's that going to help? People must know if I do this, this is going to happen to me.
Consequence of my
I
action.
have to be afraid of doing it. People are not afraid of doing it. Nah, I'm just going to jail, it's my second home. How can you speak
bro.
like that?
Which
People,
brings me to the point of that we've been speaking about for the past couple of weeks about praying for our country. And we were actually getting really serious about this whole thing of praying. And
But I just want to address one comment here, bro, before you go on, bro. I don't know. Maybe you can just see what it is, bro. So this guy's saying world's #1 self-hating black YouTube channel. Also most ignorant.
where, bro?
In the chat.
Who said that, bro?
Corp MDJ.
Nah, bro, I don't know who that is. That's just a troll.
To throw.
Let's keep it moving, bro.
Let's keep it moving.
That person doesn't watch that. I don't know who that is, bro. But it's chill. Keep pushing, bro. Keep it moving.
One love. Come on,
So
bro.
so we've been speaking about seriously praying for South Africa and praying for our country and actually taking this thing seriously and and actually getting to a point where, remember the scripture we've been dealing with, if my people called by my name shall humble themselves, turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, I will heal their land. So for me, bro, we have to, as a church and as Christians, have to get to the point where we pray for our communities, our families, our kids. Bro, I don't go a day without dropping my kid without praying for them. I do not go a day without, before they go to sleep, covering them with the blood of Jesus. Because for me, that's what's happening, bro. You don't know where your child goes. You don't know. This is why every Sunday when I pray, I say, we don't go with our children to school. We don't know who's following them into the bathroom. We don't know. So for me,
They actually 80% like out of our presence.
Yeah,
If-
because
yeah.
you're not with your child most of the time. So for me, praying for your kids, that's where the important part comes in. For me, your spiritual growth is an important part. It brings me to the point where usually, gents, we have now reached the halfway mark of the year. Are we still on track? Because I'm speaking about our spiritual journeys. I'm speaking about our financial journeys. I'm speaking about, remember, I think once a month we have a show where we actually look back and see, are we on track? Are we still pushing? Are we still on the right path? Are we doing the things? Are we financially, physically, with our health, with our well-being, with our mental capacity? What's things looking like on your side? And then I'll explain what's things looking like on my side. And then obviously all the viewers really do think about it. What's things looking like on your side? Clayton, you want to jump in?
Okay, for me, we had a lot of things that we said we wanted to do. So for me, the most important part was my health. Well, financially also, but my health. I took out gym membership, so I'm in the gym. So that's one positive. In terms of spirituality.
Where have you been going, bro? Have you been going?
Yeah, I've been going. But hey, there was that 1 week I was sick, man. Then I weight slapped me most. Plus last week I did deadlifts and lower back deadlifts. Yeah, I was
Shit, that 1 week I was sick. The other week. 2 months later, it's been tough.
Nah.
Bro,
I'm
gym
going
is so
this afternoon.
bro, I would love to, bro, but gym is so it's expensive, bro.
It is. But this one here is not too bad.
Bro, jump at home, bro. Push-ups, sit-ups.
Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
that's
you
the
can.
Jogging,
You
skipping.
can. Some
Nah,
discipline.
100%.
Plus in the gym, you make friends easily. You just bench press. Are you alone? Yeah. Can I join? Yeah. Tell you do your whole workout with someone. That's another thing about gym. There's always people there that you can like motivate you and gym with, and just like if you're doing legs, they're doing legs. Let's do it together.
So it gives you also a bit more of like a
Yeah.
Bro, and I didn't ask that.
we
I
at
didn't.
least have-
I didn't. Apologies, bro. I didn't ask that question as if I don't see results, because I know Clayton. When Clayton really goes for it, and obviously he has muscle memory and so forth on. Just give him a couple of months, maybe till the end of this year, bro. He looks like the brown Randy Orton.
Explain.
He says,
No.
I'm asking because I'm not seeing anything. I'm
Nah.
seeing a boop.
No, it's not even
I'm
that.
seeing a boop.
Yeah,
But-
when it
but
comes
there's
to
a-
abs, it's not easy, Baba. That one is not easy.
Nah, abs is in the kitchen, bro. Abs isn't at the gym.
That one is not easy.
So you can
And
bulk
legs.
up and look good.
And legs
but
for skinny people. I'm skinny, so
But my thing is this, bro. Is it about gymming and looking big and buff, or is it
Nah.
about being healthy?
it's about being healthy.
We got Marvin. Marvin, you need to come do another show with us, my brother. You've been quiet. Come
Nah,
jump in on
Marvin,
the show.
He
That's
said
our.
he's
That's
giving
our
us
health
3
guru.
months. He said he's giving us 3 months to get back in order. Like if you are, remember with us, it was the age.
Okay, Marvin. Next show we must
no,
check
not
if
next
if
show.
we're younger.
We're going
Aye,
into
not
winter
next show,
now.
that's a lot.
We're
Bruh,
going into
exactly,
winter now.
winter. It's precisely winter.
No, we're
July.
going. Let's do it for spring, bro.
Marvin, are you hearing that?
Summer
man?
bodies are made in winter. That's what I'm trying to say, bro.
But exactly, that's why you're supposed to
So-
be pushing this time.
But that's what I'm saying.
You can't get to September.
Let us do the thing in winter.
Get to September where it starts warming
Summer
up
clean
now.
just
No, I'm saying let us
There's
do.
a vibe in the air. Now you're like, oh, I need to go.
I'm
jump.
saying let us
Too
do.
late.
Let us do that in summer because we're still cooking.
Too late, bro.
We're still cooking.
Too
Yeah.
late to wanna run around in September when it's already warming up. Now you're like, oh, ish, my boob. Now
Some
December comes.
people in October already, bro.
It's already comrades next week. When are we going?
So okay, so Clayton, what are you saying?
stomach in, chest
Okay, Jess,
out.
let's give out, and also at home, give yourself a percentage, update percentage, 0 to 100.
Yeah, let's do it in
What?
butts.
Let's do all 5. Let's start with we're on health already. Or yeah, let's start with the health. What do you think?
With
What,
the health,
what percentage you'll give yourself?
Like out of 10 with the health, I give myself like a 4. I'm not there yet. That's I'm serious. I'm being genuine. Give myself a 4. When it comes to spirituality, or your
Wait.
spiritual
Let's
life,
first all go with health.
Yeah,
Let
let's
me
do
go
that
to the
all
next
the
one.
way. Yeah,
What will you give yourself, bro?
probably a 5. Probably like
Jets,
yeah,
I'm
let
not
me-
gonna lie.
let
I'm
me
also
go
gonna give myself about a
I'm
5,
not, bro. I won't lie. I'm not unfit though, bro. Last week I played
I'm talking
indoor.
about health, bro. Eating properly, sleeping properly, maybe jogging, just keeping yourself healthy. I've been slacking, gents. I'm not gonna lie.
Sleeping late.
I don't know if I'm sleeping
eating
late.
sugars.
Hey, bruh.
Sweets.
Hey, I'm starting
I
to
would-
look more and more like a 4. Like
Bro, I
I'm
would-
gonna go join Clay. They might a 4.
Bro, I would honestly love to get a dietitian in the room one day, bro, just to speak about this whole thing because I know they say it's a myth that eating healthy actually isn't more expensive. So you know how I am, bro. I'm gonna ask you questions till to the bone when it comes to certain things because I know the amount of grams of protein a guy and a girl has to take in every single day. We had this conversation.
I'm just saying thank you for the honesty, Clayton.
Bro, we had this conversation
Hey, bruh,
with someone, bro, in terms of what
you
to
should
take
be
in.
eating and
This
stuff.
guy's telling me I must eat cabbage and liver every day. So now my thing is it sustainable? Are you gonna
Marvin, we
you-
need another show,
Are you
bro.
gonna eat cabbage and liver now every single day?
We need another show with Marvin and
I
perhaps
remember one
another
thing that
person.
Marvin said. It's not one size fits all. So when it comes to that, everyone's metabolism is different. So you can't just go based on a diet that someone else is doing. You know, like I say, nah, carnivore, I'm just going to eat steak. My bro,
keto.
steak is even worse. It's expensive, my bro.
Gout, you
But-
wanna
But
get
For
they
me,
saying
it
it's a
might be
myth, bro.
unhealthy.
But Clates, they saying it's a myth. People say it's a myth that eating healthy
You wanna get
isn't
gout
more
from eating
expensive.
steak, though,
So
it's
I
like-
always throw in the span in the works. Okay, what if you're a family of 6 and now
That's the
you can't
thing.
alone
That's
on the
thing.
side
Based
have
on-
your
based on your grocery budget. How
You
will it
cater for
work
the entire
me?
family, but
If it's
you
for
ca-
the whole family now, it's almost healthy. Then that maybe makes sense. But if I'm the only one, then it means I have to have my own budget for my own things and cook my own things. Because who's now gonna make what's this thing for me now? Who's gonna make broccoli for me? Broccoli steak. People are gonna
I just let's go to family and relationships.
Yo, bro, Delmaine's health -3.
Yeah, man, you must eat healthy again, yo.
Is
That
it-
man give himself a -3.
Oh.
Fabio, why do you give yourself, bro? You can't be saying
Delmain is the
Clay, you honest, but you not giving yourself
Nah,
a rate.
Fabio's probably -7, bro.
Yo, Marvin is
you,
on
bro.
9, bro. Marvin, you unfair, bro.
Yeah,
You're a
but
fitness
but,
coach.
but you have to be a little bit gracious when it comes to Fabio. He has a baby, you know. When there's a baby in the house, you put
I don't care
you put
a
in
baby
some
or not, you must
put
be-
in some
you
like
must stick
some
to your
fluff.
goals.
There's some fluff that builds up there, you know, some pregnancy fat.
Some
So
pregnancy
he's,
fluff
he's a little bit fluffy. So he says eyes on 5.
for the winter.
Bro, I want someone to come in and let us know, like, okay, this is a
I'll
dope
give myself
diet for
between a 4
for
and
the
a
week.
5, bro. Alright, let's go to family and relationships, gent. What would you give
Family and
yourself? 0 to
relationships
10?
overall, it can be better. I'll give myself a 6 because I need to work on that. And that's just like family time, sitting around the table. You know, like when you get home,
I've been
unplugging.
updating, though. Go for it.
Unplugging, you know, like just unplugging from the world and just spending time with family. You know, like there's always devices. If it's not this, it's this, it's the phone, it's the
Yeah.
TV, and you're just busy. Like you're always busy with something. So like just unplugging and spending time, you know, bath time is important, you know, like sitting and reading and, you know, just around the table, having dinner together. I think I need to work on that a lot more.
I started working on that actually and kind of forcing us to have dinner together. Not forcing. Nobody is like opposing it. When I say guys set up a table, the kids are like, yeah, sure, we're setting up a table. So I've been working towards that. Then Holy Communion every Wednesday, I've been working towards that. The kids know. So I've been building a bit of a culture now where they now know, okay, that's the case. Relationships, I've been managing my relationships nicely with the people in my spaces. I've been trying to really... One of the things I've been implementing with my relationships is transparency and truth. That I've been managing that. So when I get into a communication with somebody, I'm very transparent with them. I say to them, hey, bro, this is where I am. This is my setup. This is what I'm thinking. This is how I feel about this. I'm not really happy with this. So I'm actually excited about this. And then truth. I had a scenario that happened to me where people wanted to ask me what the deal is. I share the truth with them. So I've been learning the importance and the value of truth in relationships, bro. To be honest, to say, bro, this is the setup. If I'm wrong, a couple of weeks ago, somebody called me out on something. The homie called me. He was upset about something that happened. He called me out on it. I could have defended myself because to a certain extent, I feel like I wasn't wrong necessarily. But then I just thought, you know what? Let me not defend myself and try to come up with a reason as to why I felt the way I did. Let me just apologize. So I apologized to the gent. I was like, nah, bro, sorry for that. Didn't mean it in that way. It wasn't my intention. Apologies, my brother. Please forgive me. He said, nah, no worries, Zakes. Thank you for apologizing. Let's keep it moving. So for me, bro, I've been, from a family perspective, I've been really trying to push my around the table when we eat at night. I've been really pushing, switching off the TV, playing some worship when we're eating at night. I've been getting it right. I would give it about a 70% of the time we actually get it right. Okay, the 30% is coming home late, we're not there, the kids are busy still with homework or whatever, or just eating around the TV. But about 70% we're getting it right. And then relationships, I give my relationships a 80%. Honesty, transparency, truthfulness, managing misunderstandings. There's misunderstandings, we humans. You feel some sort of way, I feel some sort of way. But the way I've been managing them has been transparent and honest. And hey, bro, can we sort this thing out? Can we chat about it? So, yeah, bro, I've been trying to manage it to the best of my ability. I'd give myself there a nice 70, 80. You, bro? And guys also at home, just drop in your comments.
To that point.
The guys are in the comments.
Yeah, bro, we'll get to the comment section now. To that point, bro, with the honesty and openness, bro, I think I'm also at that stage where just be honest and open from the onset. Let's not beat around the bush. And I was having a conversation with a friend last night, and she was like, yo, Jay, you're so honest and open.
Friend.
You're so honest and open, like, so early in situations and so forth.
Early in the relationship.
And I was like this, and here's my thing when it comes to that. I always say, yo, the moment you turn 30, time becomes freaking valuable. You're no longer 20 or 21, where you're always trying to put your best foot out at first, where life is just a highlight reel. You don't really speak about the trenches, the dirtiness, the untidiness. The moment you get to this age, bro,
you don't care anymore, bro.
Bro, this is me. This is who I am. If you don't vibe with it, there's the back door. Matter of fact, there's the front door. It is what it is. It is what it is. I couldn't care less. It is what it is. If you don't like
if
me,
there's elements where you need to adjust and change,
of course, there's those elements where you can work on it. Of course, bro. There's never gonna be a perfect relationship in any way, but I think for the majors, bro. I think with the majors, if you don't vibe with it,
the big
like,
things,
then it's like,
things.
yo, there's the door. Mwah. Like Julius would say.
Bro, I've been
Kiss the boy.
Bro, I've been watching some. I came across a channel on YouTube, bro. It's a problem. I must stop listening. It's a channel that reads. He went through a divorce, né? So now he's reading other own stories on Reddit, and how they like took revenge and blah blah blah. It's mostly like the gents that went through something, that found pictures on their wives' phones, or they found messages or something. But now the stories are interesting, man, to hear like what the gents did in this. And I'm mentioning that because you then realize that it's not worth it to lose your whole marriage, to lose your... Because a lot of the stories, bro, the kids are the ones who get the short end of the stick, bro. It's like the kids now have to go visit mom, visit dad on other weekends. It's this betrayal. The child now grows up in this untidy environment. It's like, it's when you listen to the end of the story, then you start to realize, this is not worth it to betray your family unit. That's why I brought that up now, because I was just thinking about family in this. So then you realize how valuable eating around the table actually is. Then you must like, I should have actually put more time in this thing. Hey, I should have actually paid attention. I should have actually listened to the kids when they were speaking to me. Hey, I should have actually. And also, if there's loss in the family, like I have a good friend who lost his son about 3 weeks ago. And then you realize how valuable life is. And it's like, now I don't have that freedom to just pick up the phone. I don't have that freedom to play with my life. So you start realizing that time is valuable.
But it's such a tricky thing, bro. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna be flippant here.
I know what you're gonna say.
I'm gonna be flippant here, please, guys. It's at the end of the day, we're all gonna go.
I know. I
know
exactly what you're gonna say, bro. It'll be like,
you're like,
should I get too attached?
So now I must get too attached to your peeps, cause hey.
He says that. That's why I don't speak to my mother so much. Because the day that something happens,
I'm being
flippant. I didn't get so attached, bro. But when it happens, bro. You'll know.
Regardless.
You'll know. This is hitting hard. This is hitting hard. It will hit you, bro.
Of course.
Even if your relationship wasn't that tight, it will hit you.
Of course.
It'll definitely hit you. Let's move over to.
I love my folks though.
So we did.
My whole family.
Let's move over to finance, gents. What's happening with the money matters?
Clayton.
Finance, yo. That's the one. That's the one.
When you start there.
You know, a lot of
this country.
a lot of the things that happen in your life has to do with money these days.
Bro, 80% of people's prayer life is to do with money. At me, please. Please,
real,
at me.
That's a fact. What did Pastor Witness say? There's
Please
no financial prayer.
He says, what's your prayer request going to be if you have all the money in the world?
Please at me.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Have all the money, then you start, Lord, my kidneys are failing. Lord, my heart is failing. I have money, but I can't buy health. You will see? But anyway, for me, it's a 5. Out of 10, it's a 5. It has to be much better, but it's not the worst. It's not the worst. It's in between. It needs to be better. I'm working on it. The show is almost done. I'm working on it. We're all trying to see how we can better that part of life. You know, like you do a little bit here, do a little bit there. But even that is not enough. You know, like it's just enough to get by. But you want to be, you know, like in a sport where it's like I'm not just getting by. I don't have enough for the end of the month and a little bit extra. I want to have enough so that I can't think about it. You know, that it's out of my mind to worry about money.
All you're trying to do is eat a burger. Just be honest, bro.
Not every day, because we're trying to be healthy also.
But you just want to get to the end of a month, breathe, do things that you want to
honest,
do.
You
want to go somewhere, you
want to eat a burger on the 21st.
If you want to do something, go out a little bit.
Rocco Mama's burger.
Yeah, that one with
the guacamole on the 21st.
With a white sauce there. That one that's so big you can't even bite into it. You have to take it from the side. That burger. And still after that say, I can have another one tomorrow.
If I want to.
And the day after if I want to. That's where we need to
is
find
life
ourselves.
at this point, and again, I'm being flippant again, but is life at that point where it's like, man, I'm just trying to go to Sandton City, have a pizza with a milkshake.
With a milkshake?
With a milkshake.
Random thing to have.
For real,
bro, what's your finances looking like?
Bro, but people are in that situation where that's a massive luxury, bro. You can't just do that in today's day and age.
Yeah, bro. What would you
Let's
give
just
your
be probably around 5 as well, bro.
Yeah, me too, bro. I also
around 5-ish.
Which brings me to this point.
And this, sorry, bro, and this is the time where you have to start. Well, way before, but I'm just saying now you probably on the last lap where you have to start thinking about December, bro, because we're gonna be on these mics in November, and then it's December.
Gents, what's your finances? You're not just gonna be at home December.
If God wants me just to eat jam in December, it's God's plan. It's fine. You didn't throughout the year.
Push. Which brings me to the...
We actually need an AI professional that, that automations for funds where you don't actually have to work so hard. Just do a few AI things here and there, and it generates passive income somewhere. We just need like a guru to come in and show us so that it's not like, then you can also come December and say, that's been a good year.
Which brings me to this point, Jay.
Yo, just apologies, bro. Fabio says he saw some thread that explained your that said explain your financial position was a movie title. Donkey Titanic.
Mine is Die Hard 1. It's there, but
You
it
love the
doesn't-
movie Titanic. Donkey Titanic.
Or maybe Frozen. It's there, but
Yo.
Frozen. Yeah, but you can't use it. Yo, dude. Which brings me to personal development before we go to spiritual. Personal development. I actually, thank you, Jesus, made some serious moves towards personal development, bro. Some serious moves. Like I'm talking about, now I'm going to make sure that next year is not going to look the same. Some serious moves, but I pulled out some stops. I honestly pulled out some stops to make sure that my personal development is on point. So for me, I would give my personal development a 6, busy working its way up. I'd give it a 6, busy working its way up. Like a 6 in progress. For me personally. As it comes to just, and I took on a course that I now want, that I've started.
Okay.
That I want to finish. Not that I want to finish, that I will finish. Then there's another course that I want to do. That I want to do probably in the new month. Not June now, July. And finish that. That course is only a 2-month course. I'm gonna finish that. And then bro, I'm making some moves towards my own personal kind of development. What I realized is the most effective I was is when I was constantly learning new stuff.
Yeah.
That's when I was effective. When I was traveling all the time, when I was meeting people all the time. That's when I was the most effective. That's when factory was at its biggest. When I was traveling twice a year, when I was going to conferences and just, building my bank, my vocabulary, my connections. That's when factory was at its peak, bro. Because I was at my peak. And when I went quiet, just kind of being by myself, just kind of trying to make sense of things, that's when I went into like a dip. So I made it a purposeful decision that this year I'm going to pay attention and focus and get my life in order and switch back on, bro. So I'm focusing. Gents, personal development, what will you give yourselves? And is there anything you'll want to add that you can start working on?
I was gonna say 6 or 7, bro, but let me go back to. I think let me stick on 5 for this one as well, bro. I think I need to read a bit more books. I need to read a bit.
I
more.
download audio books. It helps. You can listen to it while you're driving and stuff.
But as far as personal development is concerned, bro, I say 5 but 5 leaning towards this side, not going back.
5 going up.
Yeah,
Progress,
5,
not regress.
Progress, thank you, bro. Because, bro, I've been in this position where I'm just learning a lot about my country for some reason, bro. The history of my country, going back to
Washing Sarafina.
bro, reading stuff about 1976, bro, the Soweto uprising, who the photographer was, Sam Zima, bro, and how he went back to Mpumalanga, reading about Steve Biko, all these things about my country.
Have you been to the Apartheid Museum?
I haven't, yeah. But that was when
you were in primary school.
In high school. I gotta go again, bro.
You have to
It's
go
a quick
again,
trip.
because now that you understand
Yeah, I
things
want to
now.
go again, bro. I want, the Hector Peterson and all of those things, but
Have
I
you
actually
been
want to
there?
go. I haven't been to the spot where he got shot, bro, but I would love to go
But
there.
have you been to Mandela's house and stuff like
I've
that?
been there, school as well, bro. I've been there.
It's
But I
amazing
wanna-
we live
I
up
wanna
there.
go-
We
I
literally
wanna-
live like 5-minute drive from the thing when we don't go.
100%, bro. And but
real.
knowing all these things now, bro, like
I only
as
go
soon
when
as he was
Americans come here and I go and show
Bro.
them, bro. That's the only time I end up going there.
all these. I mean, when he was released in '91, bro, and what actually.
Robben
actually
Island, have you been Robben Island?
I haven't, bro.
I've been Robben Island about 2 or 3 times.
I haven't, bro.
Did the tour. Yeah, I've been Robben Island.
We must
Send
go.
us books
We must
on.
go.
And what else?
And yeah, bro, funny enough, in school, I hated history, bro. I
And
didn't
now you're
like
watching
these
movies.
things. Now, all of a sudden, bro,
There was a
yeah.
lot of information back then. Now
Steve
it's
Biko, bro,
interesting.
and Donald Woods, all these things. It's
Donald Trump.
It's so interesting, bro. It's so interesting.
What else, bro?
What's the other one? Not Sarafina. What's the one that used to play? It was like a series. What's the other one, man?
Dynamite Deep Close
Nah,
Dudes.
bro, Sarafina,
Nee, man,
Sarafina was just like a
With
musical, bro. Didn't really give us
Daryl
in-depth.
Malgasala, man. What's that one? Used to play. It was also like a struggle series or
Aren't you
something.
talking about District 6?
No, man. No, man. What's it called? Oh, I used to love watching it. Can't remember the
Dynamite
name.
Deep Close Dudes, bro.
Nah, man.
That was on a bicycle, Jane, so wait.
That was those rappers. That was a part of Squatter Camp, man. The group.
Dynamite Deep Close Dudes.
Oh, I can't remember the name, but yeah, that's also a now one. If you can even find it now.
So do you
I
think
wanna
your
ask this,
personal
bro,
development is...
what's your most, and maybe in the chat as well, I see Marvin says he's also on the history tip. What's your most iconic historic event? Donkey. Yeah, oh, you don't have
Who was
What
it?
now?
plates.
Molo Fish. Thank you, Fabio.
Oh, you're talking about Molo Fish.
Molo Fish. That one was. I used to
Yeah,
enjoy watching that.
What's your
Was
most
brutal.
iconic? Hey, bro.
Historical moment.
Yeah, that has taken place since the dawn of time.
Yo.
That has maybe shifted.
Bro, I'm a history guy.
What's your most
I can
iconic?
sit and watch those boring history documentaries, bro. I can sit there and watch it and pay attention and listen. I actually liked history at school because it's storytelling. I like storytelling. The biggest one, bro. There was a moment that I was very intrigued by Mein Kampf, right? To the point where I downloaded the book and listened to it, right? Mein Kampf is Hitler's story. And then I started going down the rabbit hole of the gas chambers. Then I started going down the rabbit hole of I can't remember off the top of my head now. What's the there was a whole encampment that they had where there's this train that goes into it, and then people jump off. All the Jews, they jump off. Then the weak ones gets escorted off into the gas chambers, and then the strong men get escorted to go and build railways and stuff like that. So that for me, there was a time in my life where I went deep into that old space of Hitler and the gas chambers and all that. Then there was a time in my life where I was a big Harriet Tubman fan, where I went down that line of going down the whole journey of how she helped the slaves, how they had to move from the south and go to the bigger cities, how they had to swim across rivers and stuff with animals that could kill them. And so there was a time I went down that whole journey there. Then there was a time I was also in my South African history journey, where I actually went to Robben Island, where I went into the prison cell where Mandela was, where I went to the limestone quarries, where I went to that whole thing. Then there was a time I got seriously into my own history of the Khoi and the San and how our land was taken away and what happened in Cape Town and how all of that went down. So for me, bro, history in and of itself is intriguing to me. But
what's your favorite,
my
bro?
biggest one is our own home story, bro. Our own home story of how we had cattle that could span from Cape Town all the way past Botswana. Brown people, bro. How it was taken, how they were hunted like trophies, for trophies. How that whole thing was just taken away from us, because I feel like I'm connected to it personally. It's because like I know my great grandmother was a Khoi woman, so I know that in my bloodline that happened to my family, my ancestors. So for me, that to me was like, yo, this is now serious because it's like personal. Then there was a time I went down the whole rabbit hole of Titanic, bro, where I went to really find out where it was, where the rest did they find it, stuff like that. But for me, then the Bible is also a big one. Then I went down, they really found Noah's Ark. They found the same size of Noah's Ark, what it said in the Bible. Then they really found Sodom and Gomorrah. They found these little balls that if you light it, it burns again, that fell
Sulfur.
from heaven.
The
So,
sulfur
bruh,
balls.
history in general for me is
dope.
a dope thing, bro. So I understand history quite well.
What's
So
your
for me,
favorite
yeah,
one,
bro.
Clayton?
Sure, there's also
There's
quite
also
a few.
quite a few.
There's also quite a few. But it has to be, like the biblical discoveries. I love those ones because it proves more and more today that a lot of the historic events in the Bible actually really did happen. There's just a lot of debate still with the Noah's Ark one because there's 2 locations there. So that one is a little bit tricky. But there's a few.
The one in
especially
Turkey, they say, is the most.
accurate, yeah.
Accurate
Like it
one,
matches a lot of the descriptions,
And
and
it
they
matches
find
where it
they
landed
find
on the
metal
mount of
there to show like, but
Arabs or what.
and wood and like the whole ground, like it doesn't fit where the location is where it rested. But yeah, like there's quite a few. The most significant one is the Holocaust. It's one of those like mass distinction. Someone one time killed the people, and that was crazy. But now it's just the biblical ones. You'll always find me watching a documentary of some discoveries, and also the pyramids. The pyramids is one of
Pyramid
those. Yeah, it's one of those where it's like, who really built it? Did the Egyptians come find it here? Did they just repurpose it? It's one of those.
Yours, bro?
Now, quick one, bro, before we end. I think I'm on the journey of the pre and post 94.
Steve Biko.
Pre and post 94, understanding what happened and understanding what's happening now, and also why Julius sang that song, and also realizing there's some understanding as to I do understand what he's saying. He's not necessarily attacking people, he's attacking a system.
But funny thing is that what people are not mentioning about that. Remember, there was farmers killing their workers around about that time that song came out. So people are like they're not in the context of that whole song. There was farmers working on I think 2 incidences that happened where the workers were killed on the farm, and then it was kept under wraps, and then the people found out much, then it was now Kiss the Boer. Then from there the Kiss the Boer song came. But anyway, we're at the end of our show.
Did we cover everything?
Now we didn't cover spiritual. Spiritual, for me, I upgraded quite a lot. I'll give it a nice 8. Yeah, I'm taking my spiritual life very seriously. I'll give it a good
You're the
solid
lead
8.
pastor. You can't say 5. They're like, this pastor.
Nah, bro. I'll give it a good solid
Do you
8.
think there's a separation between for you and based on what you're doing?
Yes,
Or
there
does it coincide?
They coincide, but there has to be. I have to grow personally.
Like, are you doing it because you want to
Yes,
do it personally?
yes,
Is it like
yes. But that's
Or is it-
what makes it genuine. When you
Yeah.
growing as the actual individual, for real,
yeah.
then it naturally it spills over to what you're doing as a job or as a vocation. So if you do it for the sake of the vocation, that's where you find pastors that end up in all sorts of things, adultery and all sorts, because they're not. But they're not. That's where you find you worship me with your lips, but your heart is far from me. That's where you're gonna find that story, because there's gonna be a situation of you just studying the word because you're preaching on Sunday, but you're not really applying it for yourself. So you can understand it, know it, and preach it, and even be good at what you do.
Yeah.
But then your personal life is here through. So it should be the other way around. You should fill yourself first, and then naturally, what you filled with will end up coming out by itself. Then it just becomes natural. Then it's not like, I must now go too. So like for me, where I am now in my journey is that when I do my evening studies, when I go live every night, I'm already doing it with the mindset of, this is my personal journey already that I'm on. When I tell people fast, I'm fasting also. I'm not doing it because I'm telling them to do it. I'm also doing it. So when I tell people that the Holy Spirit helps you stopping sin, it's things that I'm also dealing with. It's not, I'm not telling people like, you must do this, you must do that. That's why
Not a
Jesus
fairy
got
tale
so
or
irritated.
remedy.
Yeah, Jesus got narrow the Pharisees and Sadducees and said, you're giving the people a load to carry that you don't even carry.
Yeah.
You telling them fast, do that, but then you busy with nonsense. So That's where he says, you worship me with your lips, but your heart is far from me. So now, bruh, I'll give myself a nice 8 out of 10. And then still working up. I don't think you'll ever get perfect, but I'm not half, bro. Not half. I'm above average.
Half broken.
Clayton, what will you give yourself?
Nah, I'll give myself a 7. 7, realistically a 7. Because there's a lot of things, like you personally have to work on, or rather not work on, like the things that you are used to do, get back to those things. Excuse me. Like just reapplying, like lessons that from the Bible that you learned, and like these things work. It's been proven. You've experienced God's hand in all of these things. So like okay, now if I do this works. Like fasting. Fasting is one of the biggest things that helped, growing in the faith. Like since you got saved. That was one of the things I remember Pastor Joan used to say this. Like you young people, you don't fast enough. I remember she said what we used to do is we used to come together as a friend. I used to call all my close friends together. I'm fasting for this, and this is the reason. Will you guys join me in it? And then the guys joined, all of her friends. She said that's how they grew in their time, in their friend circle. So I think it's the friend circle also you surround yourself with. Yes, your salvation is on your hands. It's you and God. But it just becomes lighter if there's people around you doing the same thing. So I love the fact that in our church now, from the lives, everything coincides. It's not just a random live speaking about something that has nothing to do with this past Sunday or the coming Sunday. So everything coincides from day 1 to day 7. We are on the same journey as a church. I think that helps a lot. But applying a lot of the lessons personally again, I think that's one of the things.
And that's why I say to the people when I preach, don't just yeah, that sounds good. Go and do it, bro. You're gonna see the actual result when you go and
That's
do
like
it.
the farmer scattering the seed.
Yeah, it's like go and do it. Go
It
and
can
take
fall on
this,
4 places.
jot it down, take a picture of it on the screen. Tomorrow, read it again. Exercise it, try it. Wednesday, when we say we're fasting, fast with us. Even if you go till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, it's fine. But pray while you're fasting. Speak in the spirit while you're doing that. Try it. Go for it. Don't. Because who are you waiting for and what are you waiting for and when are you waiting for? Try. Do it now. And then at least by December, And that's the case with everything. Jumping. All those 5 points we just mentioned now. Do it now.
Yeah.
Do it now. Be consistent with it and you'll see as you go momentum picking up.
Yeah, you have to. I think that's one of the most important things. You have to, in yourself, say, this is what I want, and this is where I know I need to be. Let me start. Let me just do it. Because waiting for the right time will never come. Because
The right time will never
The
come.
right time is now, bro.
It's never right.
The right time is
to
now,
say
actually.
goodbye.
the right time is now.
make a first
Like
move,
when
'cause if I
conviction
don't,
happens.
gotta
So
start
like
hating,
when the Lord gives you like a word for someone, you have to go to that person and speak that word now. When the Lord gives you instruction to act, you have to do it now. Not when I
Paul
feel
says
like
today
it's
is the day of salvation, bro.
Today is
Not
the day
tomorrow,
of salvation.
not next week, not later.
Today.
Now, today. I just we have went well over our time, given we did start a bit late. But thank you to everyone in the comments. Thank you to everyone that came through. I hope you did enjoy the show. We every quarter we just do a checkup to see how we're still on track, how we're still doing what we're supposed to do. But gents, our numbers need to up. Our numbers definitely need to up. At least in 2 areas for me, I lifted my numbers a bit. The other areas I need to push it up.
Bro, I think before we close, bro, maybe this is my closing remark. Life sometimes is so demanding, bro, and there's like a lot of things all over the place. I think it's literally trying to get yourself to a point where you minimize tabs and you close certain tabs.
Close certain things. I think you need to
that's not important, bro.
prioritize certain things, bro. Cut down on certain things, prioritize certain things.
Because you get so overwhelmed that you end up doing nothing.
But then if you actually sit down and see, was that worth it? Was it worth my time? I was listening to something that Miles Monroe was speaking about. He said he got to a point where he was helping everyone with all their stuff. Then when he finally sat down, he realized, I didn't focus on any of my stuff. I didn't. touch any of my stuff, then he thought to himself, nah, bro, this is not worth it.
But you know that sometimes can also be a coping mechanism. You you avoiding your own stuff to help everyone else. You coping with helping people. It's like, okay, now let me give time here, let me give time here, let me give time there.
You don't want to confront your own thing.
Because now this mountain that I have to face is
Some
here.
people are scared to start their own thing, bro, or to focus on what they got to do for themselves.
Bro, the
Some
adverse
people
is
are
that
so
you're
scared,
never
bro.
going to
It's the
get it
fear.
right. You have to just start it, bro. Start, fail, cry, do whatever, but just start, bro. Figure it out as you go.
I think the failing part is a lot of people's kryptonite. It's like,
Bro, but failing is part of the thing.
Part of the
It's part of the thing. You learn lessons there when you fail. You see, okay, right now I mustn't do this. Change this next time when I do. Because that's part of the
It's
growth.
part of it, bro.
You're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes. It is what it is, bro. Just keep it moving.
At least fail forward.
Fail forward, pick up the pieces, keep it moving. But you can't not try. You must try something. You must try something. Gents, let's call it a day.
Good night.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks to everyone that watched. Clay, closing remarks.
Now, let's have a wonderful month or wonderful day. It's Monday. There's a lot happening. Hopefully by this Sunday, we'll have a surprise for the congregation. I'm excited for that. That's one of the things I'm really excited about. But yeah, let's have a good week, good month.
No surprise.
No, it's a good surprise.
A good surprise.
Yeah,
Thanks.
surprise Muriri.
Hopefully.
It's a good one.
I see Clay cleaned up the booth neat, put
Yeah.
things into a neat cabinet. I was like, thank you, neatness.
Yeah, we still need to work on that, but like I
Cleanliness is
said,
next to godliness. My mother would say, maak skoon jou kamer.
dan lê alles nog rond. Die maak skoon, maar alles lê nog rond.
Aye.
Check, daar's die kouser aan die hoek.
Side note, I need a carpet in my room.
Eish, it's cold.
Just to absorb
Cold when you get out
Bro,
of bed.
I've been sleep. Yo, bro.
Your room's on.
Whole night, bro. Blanket is over my
Your
head.
room's untidy,
I need
bro.
a-
tiles and coldness.
bro. I need a.
I can't,
my
bro.
bro.
Even in the bathroom. When I met Anka, she didn't want to put.
Do you have those old school things on your toilet? That our
carpet,
grannies.
that's
So
You see that meme? It's like, we didn't have money, but we in style. And a yellow one. Or that floral things or the flowers. And then on the top also.
those wouldn't be too bad now,
Put the
though, bro. In
doily on.
winter.
Bruh, my
the
mother used to
doily
put
on the
this
toilet.
wool thing on the toilet pot. Pee wet. Ah, what?
Just wash it every day.
I see.
That thing on the toilet wouldn't be too bad,
That wool
bro.
thing that you put around the thing.
Now we must just get heated seats now, my bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, bro. Take your finance from the 2 to a 9, bro, and then
Hi,
you
gents.
can crap in warmth.
Hi, gents. See you on the next one. Love you. Goodbye.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to it.
Good morning to the folks. What up to the youngins and bless up to the world.
And then Tay just put your info on blast like that.
It's what the people want to know, bro. My bad.
Nah, bro.